Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Trade recap for today, July 20th, 2021. So today was a green day, which is always good. Like my green days, but my performance was not great. So I'm going to review it with you guys today, show you where I'm at, show you what I traded. But today I'm sitting up $649. So, decent day on the green. But with my performance, I, didn't perform that great. Let's go ahead and talk about what I traded today. And let me show you the performance right now. I had a ton of trades today. That was kind of my issue, is that, being up 649 bucks is good, but it took me so many trades to get there. I had 55 trades, which is quite a lot of trades today. So in reality, I was just kind of churning shares and slowly making progress. They're at a point here. I was going sideways for a while. Eventually got out of that, but then brought it down, kind of went slightly up. And it just took a long time to get through all those trades just to get up to 649 bucks. So yeah, performance wise, really not that great. I did cut a lot of losers, which was good. I was quicker to cut losses, but I just had to get back there and make more scalp trades in order to keep, trying to bring that profit up. So a little difficult today, but anyway, I started off trading NRBO. That was one that was on the list. And then NURO. So those were the two stocks that I traded today. And NURO, NURO, had quite a run today. We'll go over this one in a second, but massive run. As of right now, it's up 200%, which is incredible. And, it's just, I'm a little frustrated on the sense that you have a mover that big today, and yet my profit doesn't really correlate to that very well. I had plenty of opportunities to make good trades, but I think I just made maybe too many and was just going back and forth. So sometimes it's just how it goes. Here we are. So in NRBO, this was the first one I traded today. Now this is what happened to me. So I saw this one pre-market. Had a lot of movement in here, and of course when the market opened it dipped down, but it had this huge rip up. So this was in play for me. The only problem is that it didn't sustain anything. There was no follow through on this. I would have liked to see a nice pullback here and then off to break these highs. Never happened. It just broke down and went the complete opposite way and went all the way back down, back into this range here, 392, and went even a little bit further. So however, it did reclaim that and had a curl up cross VWAP. So my problem here was that in these areas, I thought there was definitely potential to possibly break out, possibly retest the prior high. Never really got there, but I hopped in for a few different trades to try to hop in for the anticipation, in anticipation to break some of these areas, and we just kind of flat topped in this whole section here, and then big sell off, but then I reclaimed it. So very tricky stock to trade today. And what happened to me is I started focusing so much on this that I wasn't really considering the next stock up on the list for me, which was NURO, because I was so focused on NRBO. And here's what happened. Being focused on one stock, I've done it plenty of times, but I don't really like to get into trading two stocks at the same time because you have to split your attention, and sometimes it can be quite difficult. But what I saw here earlier in the day when I was trading on NRBO was NURO moving up, and I liked it, but at the same time, this whole move here was a slow, steady climb up. And I like to see something a little bit more significant in the movement up. And as you can tell, there was just so many green candles, small green candles, just headed up in the right direction. And because of that, because it was a smooth, it wasn't, you know, a huge rip and then a bit of a pullback and then on to the next leg. It was just this slow, smooth movement up. And I thought it would just tap out at some point, hit a high, and then just kind of go the other way. And I was right, but it was just a matter of time. So it's, as I was trading the other stock, I'm just kind of watching this on the side and I'm seeing it go further and further and further. I'm thinking, it's got to pull back somewhere, and it did. So we eventually reached this high of 625, and then this big sell-off right here, thinking, okay, now it's the backside. This thing might be done for the day. So I'm just going to, you know, keep it on the side. I think it's probably done for the day. And as you can see, it was not. We broke down, had the sell-off, and it completely reclaimed it. A lot of volume jumped in here and started pushing it back up. This is where I got interested, and I started to think to myself, okay, now we're in a spot where it looks like it's really starting to run, and I want to hop in for this. So my first trade was somewhere in here, and I actually sold right before the halt. Let me see if I can pull it up. I need to scoot this over. There we go. Okay, let me see if I can find it for you guys really quickly. Yeah, 11, let's see. I take that back. I think I tried to get in earlier, but looks like oh, no, I didn't. Okay. No, so I'm good. Okay. Yeah, first trade. This one, 11.53. I got in at 6.29. So actually kind of high up into it in that area. But once I realized we were going to break this area, hopped in. So 6.29, sold at 6.41 right before that halt. So that was a good trade right there. Now, I did want to note too, because of my prior bag holds, my size is really down as far as my liquid capital. So for my trading, as of today, I was down. I traded with a smaller share size. I was going in at well, at this point, it looks like 600 shares. Actually, 300 on this one. Yeah, 300 shares. So my share size was smaller, which meant my gain, you know, for my winners, they weren't going to be as big. But on the same side, my losers were not going to be as big. So the potential to make more money today was going to be a little bit more difficult, but I wouldn't lose as much. That was kind of the theme with my smaller share size. Anyways, good trade there right before the halt. And then once it opened back up, I saw the big push, went back in at 433, sold real quickly at 434. So that wasn't really much of a solid trade there. But my next one was at 685. Let's see what the time frame was. 11:59. Yeah, so I had another real quick one. Got it at 685 and sold at 694 with 300 shares. So it was good, and I was moving up in the right direction. And then I just decided to forget. As I see all this movement going up, we really had some serious pushing go-ons on, so I decided to stick with this one and trade this one a lot more, which is what I did. And eventually, let me show you. NRBO, this was what was just frustrating on this one, but I feel like we've had a lot of stocks like this recently in the small cap world, where we're getting a lot of this kind of price action, where stocks, they'll move up and they look like they're going to show potential, but then completely fake some people out, and they just turn into this whole super choppy stock to trade. And unless you know exactly what you're doing, sometimes it's going to be very difficult to kind of trade this kind of action, at least in my opinion here. And I tried to trade it so many different times and just would either get chopped out, taking losses, and really couldn't get anywhere on it. That, you know, you eventually at some point, look at this. Later on in the day, it's just doing kind of the same thing, trading sideways for such a long time. And then look at this, we hit about 1 o'clock. It just rips and pulls through everything and just skyrockets in 2 candles. Look, and well, we'll call that 3, I guess. In 3 candles, it goes boom, 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 and just explodes. So I had already adjusted my focus over to NURO, and I had this one on the screen, on the left screen, so I was keeping my eyes on it, but I missed this move and just go, holy crap, I mean, that's such a massive move. So let me know if you got in this one today and you were able to capitalize on this move. I think anticipating that breakout and that big of a breakout is quite, you're going to be a wizard to do that. And from there, you know, it had such a strong push that it continued a bit more. So I didn't get any of this, unfortunately, but it was just so lightning fast. You had to be so ready for it. And if you're not, and you're trying to go in later, you know, now you're getting chopped out in this area because it maxes out, breaks down, looks like it goes for another attempt and then just breaks down again. So really rough. Now look at where this thing ended. This is kind of the craziness of some of these stocks. And, you know, you definitely get chopped out in them, but huge gain, complete reversal, you know, slowly breaking down all on this leg here. And then end of the day, look, we ended up, you know, red on the day. Look at that yearly chart. Man, that's crazy. Yearly chart right there just trends down for a while, has these big pops. You know, definitely some pumping action going on, but that was a little frustrating to miss it, but at the same time, NURO was really the one in focus, and it was pushing hard. The fact that it went up 200% today was incredible. So a great run today on this. Let me know if you made some money on this. Plenty of opportunity. I traded it a ton. I had a few spots that I did have to just cut a loss on, but the good thing was I cut them earlier today, and I didn't suffer any massive losses. And I'll tell you what, once you make this nice ride up, like this whole move here, once you get in this area, which I started trading a little bit more of, it gets difficult because as you get higher and higher, now the sell-offs are going to be very dramatic. As you can see here, that first big one right here, you got caught in that, now you get caught in a halt, and it could have been going further down, which is what it did. I mean, it actually went sideways for a while, opportunities to get out, but then it broke down again, and then a complete reversal. Look at this, a dip, push through, halt, opens back up, and gaps pretty large there, and a huge candle going into another halt. So I missed this. This was difficult to get into. I wanted to be there for that next rip, and I just couldn't find any opportunity to hop into that. So, and here was kind of the death candle to me. I was intensely watching it, trying to get in on a few trades, had a few trades here. And it was difficult because this is where it just gets choppy. When we get to that high area, and it's just like so many people, it's like tug of war. People are trying to go along on it, and then so many people trying to short it and tear it down. And right here, I kind of figured something like this was going to happen, something drastic when we get to these very high levels. As I'm watching and here, I'm thinking, okay, there might be an opportunity for a quick rip up, but it could be very dangerous in the sense that it could be an absolute quick sell-off. That's exactly what happened. So thank God I didn't jump into this for the break. Look at this whole flat area at 11.19. I know there's a lot of people anticipating that break. If you got in, there was a microsecond to literally try to sell on this huge move up to all the way to 12, but a super fast flash down. Look at this. $12 to 10, $2 and one candle. Ridiculous. So that was an absolute trap. Hope you didn't get trapped in it. Let me know if you did. I've been there before, for sure. This was just super crazy. But, you know, as much as it went up, this stuff is going to happen sometimes. So something to be cautious of. And yeah, so I lucked out and was not in that situation there. But pretty incredible in the sense that it's, you know, holding a lot of its gains for today. Still trading at 10.20 at the moment. Let's see if we can pull up like a 5 or 10 minute. Let's see what the 10 minute. Yeah, so as far as looking at this chart here, pretty nice. I mean, who knows what tomorrow brings. This could potentially gap up if there's some seriously good news on it. I don't know what happened. It looks like it's a pharmaceutical company. I don't know. Let me see if I can find out what some of the news is here. Let me know. Put a comment below if you actually know what is going on with this stock as far as the news. What was the catalyst here? FDA receives FDA breakthrough device designation for treatment of fibromyalgia. Okay, yeah, so some kind of medical company, I guess, but big news there. So who knows? This could run tomorrow, but I'm not going to give any price predictions because I truthfully don't know. But a pretty impressive run up, and it looks like, you know, maybe have some support here at like 9.29 and 8.11. But I was in it just for the day trading on it, and I'm glad we had something today. But I don't have a ton of profit to show for it. But hey, you know, the last couple days I've had some red days and haven't been like mentally trading that well and focused. So I'm happy to be up green today. 649 is pretty decent for me. So I'm happy, and that's pretty much where I'm leaving it today. Those are the two stocks I traded. Just shoot me a comment below. Let me know how you traded today, if you were red, if you were green, and what stocks you traded. Were these two stocks on your list as well? Were you mainly trading these, or were you trading some other stocks? Love to hear from you guys. That's pretty much it for today. I will follow up here with AMC. Hey, we got a nice good run today, a pretty massive run. Look at the yearly chart here. Most of you guys know we had a huge slow sell-off, been happening for quite a while. We hit this low of 31 bucks, and my average cost on it is 18 bucks at the moment. I only got 152 shares. I really wish I would have loaded up a little bit more on this, but it's always hindsight, you know. As this whole sell-off is occurring, you start to think to yourself like, okay, I'm still positive, but it's gone down so much. Am I gonna have to dump this for a little win, or should I try to hold it through? And for me, my plan has just kind of been like, I'm gonna ride this thing through until we get to, you know, my cost of 18 bucks. And if we get there, I'm just gonna sell it for maybe a tiny bit of a profit or break even. But I'm willing to risk going all the way down to 18 in order to see if we can really get a, you know, huge move up. But today was a nice green move, but who knows what tomorrow brings. We could, I don't know, hopefully we gap up massively. I just don't know what's really going to happen, but quite impressive for today. You know, it looks like we kind of bottomed out there in the last couple days, and now we're moving on up, but we'll see how far it goes. That is the question. So that is it. That's AMC. And yeah, what do we got? Tomorrow's Wednesday. A few more days left out of the week. So I'm hoping to just put some nice solid green on the table. This month has not been good for me, and I am positive now. I'm only up, what, 200 bucks or something. But I'm still holding a bag hold from what was it, last week or this week? I think it was last week. And yeah, last week. So you know, technically I'm negative, but we'll see. Just gotta stay focused and try to do some better focus training. So that's it. Take care. See you on the next one.